Daily dose of sports talk, reality checks, and I told you so's.
Yes, I'm opinionated. I make you think, though, I hope, and react. Join me weeknights, 6 till 9, It's The Herd on WSJS.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor and call a Groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Schedule a free inspection with Tar Heel Basement Systems, a Groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Life can be hectic, but Northwest Ace is here to help you tackle any project with ease. From expert advice to top-notch supplies, they've got everything you need. Why run around when you can measure twice, shop once, and get it right the first time? As your friendly neighborhood hardware store, they offer instant savings for members right in the store. Visit Northwest Ace at 3450 Robin Hood Road in Winston-Salem, online at northwesthardware.com. Northwest Ace, the helpful place.
Good morning, Triad, and welcome to the Daily Pulse with Steamin' Back.
Now you see me, now you don't want to talk, but I bet you won't.
Your front row seat to the voices, issues, and energy driving the Triad.
Let me calm down. Let me take it easy on, take it easy on.
Get ready to dive into the stories that matter most, the headlines shaping your day, the conversations everyone's having, and the local perspective you won't hear anywhere else.
Hold up, wait, breathe.
The Daily Pulse starts now on WSJS.
LaMelo takes a page from Grayson Allen's book before making the go-ahead layup in overtime. A block at the buzzer seals an instant win for Buzz City, but you're still not officially in the playoffs yet. It's the Daily Pulse, and welcome in to a midweek edition. We appreciate you riding along with us here on WSJS, always at WSJS.com, which I would be remiss if I went any further than to share right now on the top over on our site, WSJS.com. Springtime winning is there for you. So as we kick things off, let's take the time to share that you can see all sorts of prizes, including Hank Williams Jr. tickets at True Lion Amphitheater in Charlotte on Saturday, May 30th. You can go to the White Oak Amphitheater on Thursday, June 18th and see Darius Rucker. The Hayes Jewelers 200 Modified feature at Bowman Gray Stadium coming up this weekend. They're kicking things off there in the Madhouse on April 18th. Or John Fogerty and Steve Winwood tickets on Wednesday, September 18th at True Lion Amphitheater in Charlotte. All there waiting for you to spring into winning. You click there, you give us some info, and you're likely going to win something. Speaking of winning things, call in, give us your thoughts on a number of, I'll say, topics with a lot of conflicts in them today at 336-777-1600, including our Pulse Pick question of the day, which could, in houses around America, create mini wars. It's 90 degrees in April. Are you turning on the AC, or are you trying to tough it out? It's in April right now. It's spring. We're not even into the summer dog days of summer yet. And is somebody over there pushing on the thermostat this morning, trying to get it cooler or not? Those are the questions that are in my mind today, and some others with other topics we're going to get to, like Diana Russini, who is a long tenured, I think it's fair to say that, NFL reporter who has found herself in some controversy. All the while, that same controversy could be shared with New England head coach Mike Vrabel, but I don't know that he's going to receive the same blowback as what Diana's received. So if you have thoughts on her, then definitely share those. And coming up, Guilford County Schools teachers, they're going to be out on May 1st. So if you're in that school district, we'll give you the reason why. That's coming up here on the Daily Pulse. But right now, let's get everybody updated with the latest headlines.
Pulse Check. It's what's happening right now.
Well, the biggest headline is that today, is tax day. And what that means, well, we hope that you've gotten your taxes done, I guess. If not, you'll be filing an extension like I regularly do. I won't lie to you. New deductions and policy changes a part of this year's filings. Treasury data shows tens of millions of Americans are going to see larger refunds. So I guess that's good news. Record-breaking heat wave is spreading across the United States. We just mentioned that even here in our own backyard, but more than 280 million Americans are seeing unusually high temperatures this week. In some local headlines, as I mentioned, Charlotte Hornets, they won a big game last night. We're going to go right back to that in just a second. We mentioned the heat, but also there's a new report calling for major updates to North Carolina's mental health system, citing gaps in care and rising demand. At the same time, the state continues to boom, adding a new resident roughly every 7 minutes now, putting added strain on everything: housing, healthcare, infrastructure. It's all there. Last night in Buzz City, though, the Hive, it was buzzing. The Charlotte Hornets it was a necessity of a victory over the Miami Heat, 127-126 in OT. This is what it sounded like.
James looking. Ball breaks free. Gets it. 7 seconds. Ball to drive. And ball lays it in. There's no timeouts left for Miami. Charlotte up by 1. The drive. It's over. Mitchell got negated. The Hornets win it. A wild night in Charlotte. 127-126 in overtime. The Hornets survived.
That was the final call there, where there was a total of 16 lead changes in this play-in game. LaMelo Ball drove to the hoop, had a go-ahead layup before Miles Bridges blocked Davion Mitchell at the buzzer. LaMelo, 30 points last night, 10 assists. Miles Bridges for the Hornets, 28 points, 9 rebounds. Kobe White, who former UNC Tar Heel, the Hornets picked up around the trade deadline, 19 points, but also a couple of big-time clutch three-pointers to even force this game to get into OT. For the Heat, Davion Mitchell led with 28 points. But through all of this buzz and a game that for I'd say, regular NBA observers like myself, I love basketball, but I'm a college head more than an NBA head. And quite frankly, here in our home state, the Hornets haven't made the playoffs in a decade. So there's not been tons, honestly, to be outwardly excited about. But throughout all of these big time moments from last night's game, it does allow the Hornets to advance in the play-in series of this play-in tournament, mini tournament, if you will. They'll face the loser of the Philadelphia 76ers and Orlando Magic game. But out of all of that, I don't know. It's somewhat hard to look up and say we're still not in the playoffs this morning. You do all of that. I mean, everything I would argue was left out on that floor last night in the Queen City. It took every little ounce of time on the clock to get this Hornets team to win and advance. Meanwhile, I think Miami goes home, and I think they get like the 13th pick in the upcoming NBA draft. So, hey, congrats. But for the Hornets, you're still not in the playoffs this morning. So job's clearly not done. Wondering for myself if they still have things left in the tank against the loser of the 76ers Magic game, and whoever would finally win that would get the 8th seed in the NBA playoffs. But let's toss all that aside just for a second, because I'm not sure that the main storyline from a general observer would end up flushing out locally. I think a lot of the noise that you'll hear will be heavy about Hornets win. LaMelo Ball hits the last second lay-in. Woo! Celebration time. What you're not going to get a lot of is LaMelo did something very dirty last night in this game.
I apologize on that one. I got hit in the head, didn't really know where I was, but I'm going to check on him, see if he's okay and everything.
Bam Adebayo for the Heat was near a fall into the ground LaMelo ball, and LaMelo essentially grabbed the back of Bam's shoe and ankle area and yanked it out from underneath him, causing Bam to fall to the ground, get a back injury in the second quarter of last night's game. How many times locally can we recall back to somebody that's currently still in the NBA now, but a former Duke Blue Devil player and Grayson Allen, and remember all the different controversial times where he tripped somebody? In basketball, there's a lot of things in the college game now that are reviewed and they get upgraded from flagrant or not. And I'll say it's officiated more critical than ever. But I think if you just cycle back well into the early times of this game, tripping is one of those things that's seen as just kind of ugly. It is. I mean, it's unnecessary. You're not really supposed to. It's not like soccer where the ball's on the ground and everybody's kind of sticking their legs and ankles out in the area and trying to get it from the other opposing player. Instead, tripping ends up being seen as kind of a jerk move. I don't know another nice way to really put it. And Grayson Allen did it time and time again. People complained and upset. And here last night, you could argue that the best player for the Hornets did exactly the same. So that's one storyline that Miami head coach Eric Spoelstra wasn't happy about afterwards. He said, quote, "I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's funny. I think it's a stupid play. It's a dangerous play. LaMelo should be penalized for that." Now, I don't know if the NBA as an organization will step in, Adam Silver, and, they'll review this or not. Whether or not LaMelo will see any kind of punishment prior to the game against either the 76ers or the Magic coming up. But I think that alongside of, if I just quickly share, LaMelo being a common topic of conversation in Hornets circles of whether or not he should remain with the team. Should we get rid of him at a trade deadline earlier in the season? Then he goes on and hits this winning layup for the Hornets. Crazy night there in the Hive in Queen City. Hey, as we go to our break, another thing coming up in Charlotte that they're starting to flush out more new information on is the Truist Championship. That formerly was the Wells Fargo Invitational. Now they've changed the name with a new title sponsor in Truist. They also have a new custom trophy designed by a Charlotte artist, a tribute to Charlie Seaford, older school golfer. That's what I know about him. With a statue unveiling that's going to take place at this tournament later in May. That's coming up.
Life. It's a whirlwind of conversations and connections. In the Triad, where do you turn when you need to be heard? WSJS is your voice, bringing you the latest news, compelling talk, and thrilling sports. It's where the Triad comes to talk and listen. Tune in and be a part of the conversation that matters. Visit WSJS.com and discover why WSJS is the heartbeat of the Triad. Join us, where your voice is always heard.
Ready for a thrilling escape? Dive into Stormgrazer Rising, the epic fantasy debut novel of Eric Munger. Experience a young woman's world turned upside down as she flees everything she knows. Meet the author and get your copy signed this Saturday, April 18th from 2 to 5 p.m. at Barnes & Noble. Don't miss this chance to be part of the adventure. And this exclusive event is this Saturday at Barnes & Noble in Winston-Salem. Stormgrazer Rising, your next awaits.
Jerry Hunt Supercenter, the king of pre-owned cars, is stocked up and ready for you. Over 1,200 cars to choose from, including light new convertibles, just in time for spring. Need a truck? They have many makes and models to choose from. Don't buy new and lose money. Shop Jerry Hunt Supercenter, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Check out their massive inventory at jerryhuntsupercenter.com or visit Jerry Hunt Supercenter, the king of pre-owned cars in Lexington and Salisbury.
I'm a king in this game. Let it boom, let it bang.
You're a builder, not a baker, so don't mess around with cookie-cutter home improvement stores. Southside Building Center has competitive pricing on everyday items and quality where it counts, like durable Atlas shingles that resist discoloration and custom millwork that can match existing doors. Property managers and contractors receive special offers when you open an account. So come get everything you need under one roof at homegrown, family-owned Southside Building Center. 3410 Thomas Bell Road, Winston-Salem. Build it better. Build it with Southside.
Love is the answer. Community is the context. City with Dwellings works to create change and cultivate a community of care so that people can move with dignity from trauma and homelessness to healing and housing stability. City with Dwellings serves people in Winston-Salem and Forsyth County experiencing homelessness and housing security with an intentional focus on individuals experiencing unsheltered homelessness, living in places not fit for human habitation. For volunteer opportunities, visit City with Dwellings on Broad Street in Winston-Salem or visit their website, citywithdwellings.org.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes. As we navigate through these challenging times, we all seek truth and understanding. Join me this afternoon at 12 noon for the Todd Starnes Show. Together, we'll explore the latest on politics, faith, and culture news, engaging with top newsmakers and your insightful calls. Let WSJS be your trusted companion on this journey with the Todd Starnes Show, where your voice matters. See you at noon on WSJS and WSJS.com.
From Greensboro to Winston-Salem to High Point, the Daily Pulse with Stephen Beck keeps the Triad connected and informed.
Hump Day, tax day. Every day should be spent with us here on the Daily Pulse. I'm Beck, and this is the home to news, talk, and sports here in the Triad. All of it for you at WSJS.com. Eager to give away more tickets to Natalie Grant coming up later this weekend. The Triad Baptist Church Worship Center in Kernersville. We have those for you. If you're interested in going, just call Christian, who's producing this morning, 336-777-1600. We also have our Pulse Pick question of the day that we'd love to have your calls on, or we have the poll up at WSJS Radio on X with 90s in the forecast already. And we're not even into summer. The question is, are you turning to the AC, or are you trying to hold out because you know that your power bill could use a break? I'll tell you, my air conditioning at home has already been on.
Same here.
Yeah.
I've already switched it.
I mean, it's hard. Honestly, it's been hard not to. We've been unseasonably warm, and now I think that heat wave is spreading full across country. More on that with our reset at the bottom of the hour. Right now, May 1st is just rolling upon us pretty quickly here, almost at the tail end of this month. And the school system locally in Guilford County unleashed, I'm gonna guess, unwelcomed news for most parents yesterday. Not many days of notice that the Guilford County school system is making May 1st an optional teacher workday. So I know why. What's happening here? No regular classes for students, and teachers can choose whether to work or take leave because it's tied to a major statewide teacher demonstration in Raleigh. The demonstrations are centered around increased public school funding, better teacher pay, improved working conditions. And so Guilford County Schools made the day optional to give teachers flexibility to attend that rally, avoid any kind of staffing shortages in schools, and maintain planning workday structure. So for anybody with kids in Guilford County Schools on May 1st, the students don't have school that day, and parents will have to, of course, make alternative plans like childcare or scheduling adjustments for their kids, and probably affects their own jobs as well. 336-777-1600, or me personally at Stephen Beck TO on X. I would receive that, and I'd be highly disappointed. It's not as if the workday is due to a nationwide event. It's not as if the workday is due to some type of ill weather outside that might cause some type of difficult traveling to get to and from. It's not really because at the school system level, there's even something directly affecting Guilford County. It's because something is scheduled in Raleigh, and they just want to open a door for their teachers to possibly partake. Interesting decisions there. Another interesting decision locally in High Point, and tell me if you've heard this one before, but there's a place in downtown called Show Place that they are saying is going to be redeveloped again. The former Show Place West building in High Point is being redeveloped into apartments, they say, as part of a broader push to bring more housing downtown. The plan: transform the old property into residential apartments, preserve parts of the historic structure there of Show Place, add new life to the building that really has been underused for a long time. In 1952, it was actually used as a hospital, which I didn't realize, later transitioned into other commercial uses before just what it is now, vacant, underutilized. But I can't tell you when I saw this, again, what's happening in High Point that this is any different than what we've heard before around Show Place West. That was my reaction personally as somebody that's lived there my whole life. Probably didn't surprise me that this happened, though. I do a little bit of fishing every once in a while, locally and offshore. Christian, you a fisherman?
I enjoy fishing every now and then. Yes, absolutely.
Bad day on the water is better than a good day at the office. I can tell you that.
I agree 100%.
It's just like golf. And when it comes to people that fish a lot, would you say that they're pretty creative? You know, like they can make it happen. They can get things done.
It seems like magic sometimes.
I'm just going to say, like, generally speaking, they're woodsy, they're outdoorsy for the most part. That's not a blanket statement, but I feel like up against it, they're going to find a way. I mean, you could even, as an example, pull up a video of a third world country and these guys that come up with ways to catch food fishing. It's like I would have never been able to come up and manufacture this type of fishing skill that these people have developed. Well, off of our coast here in North Carolina, in the Outer Banks, Hunter Hicks is somebody I think fits that description. He caught a 212-pound bluefin tuna. The thing's 70 inches long. I'm 6 foot, so we're right in that area. So you could say he basically, in a sense, caught me. But he did it without a fighting belt, without a rod holder, and didn't have a crew. All he had, a rod, himself, and not even a boat. He's on a jet ski.
Oh, that's impressive.
He hooked the fish about 10 miles offshore, he says. And at one point in this 4.5 to 5 hour battle with this great, huge 212-pound tuna, he lost sight of land even. Didn't have GPS, didn't have a chart plotter. Physically, it was just him, and he says, this beast of a fish. Afterwards, his thoughts.
I would say the hardest fish I've ever caught in my life, by far. The way I did it on the jet ski, holding the rod solo, no fighting belt. I didn't have a rod holder. It was just me or the beast.
I mean, it's MacGyvering again, something that ordinarily people would just be like, nah, not gonna even want to entertain that. But Hunter had to tow this 212-pound beast behind his jet ski through the Oregon Inlet back to land, and afterwards went on to share it just completely wrecked his body. His arm locked up for 2 days. He couldn't open his arm. It was like lockjaw, like it just stuck in place from muscle fatigue, probably. Back and neck pain, bruises even all over his body from trying to fight this thing. But he landed it, and he's got pictures, and it's not a fishtail. In other words, he's got the documents on records to say that's quite a catch.
I wonder if that's a world record. I'm sure it is.
I mean, from a sea-doo, like I said, normally those are just zoomy. They just jump waves and roam around. They're not built necessarily for battling something that probably weighs about the same as the sea-doo itself.
Right.
Hey, coming up here on the Daily Pulse this next half hour, we'll get things reset for you, but some more controversy. Not only did we have LaMelo Ball tripping somebody last night in sports, well, Diana Russini, an NFL reporter, has been at the center of a lot of media attention, and it's not something that she's eager and welcoming of necessarily. I know I wouldn't be either. How about an AI Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook? That and more, it's all coming up for you right here on the Daily Pulse.
Oh, man, I love baseball.
Swing into the Wings and Wins weekend with Wake Forest Baseball and East Coast Wings and Grill. From the first pitch to the last bite, you could win it all. Step up to the plate at WSJS.com and score like the Deeks with 2 tickets to each game in this weekend series with NC State at the couch, plus a $100 gift card to East Coast Wings and Grill.
Let's play ball.
Don't miss your chance to cover all the bases. Register now at WSJS.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-791-1313. That's 800-791-1313.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Piedmont Triad area weather. Big warming trend remaining in the forecast here, folks, and no rain until maybe Sunday. Drought conditions will continue to worsen across our area. We have some elevated fire weather concerns. Sunny for today with our high hitting 90. Scattered cloudiness for the overnight hours and our low 60 to 65. And we are sunny Thursday and Friday, highs upper 80s to near 90. And we're back up to the low 90s Saturday. Still a few showers around Sunday with a front. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore for News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS.
Afternoons just got better with more guests, more opinions, and more laughs. The Dan Patrick Show.
Todd, don't even act like you're thinking of a guest.
I was going to say Steve Carlson.
No, you're not. No.
Steve Carlson.
You're not involved in this.
Why
don't you read your mean tweets over there?
Clayton Kershaw.
I'm not going to try to say that.
Shabafia. No, it's not him.
Sandy Kovac.
That guy's the worst.
The Dan Patrick Show. This afternoon at 2 on WSJS.
You wake up in your cozy bed, step out onto your charming porch. You sip your morning coffee, savoring the peaceful view. Then you open your garage door, creaking and groaning. Time to upgrade to a sleek, silent precision garage door. Trade in that old clucker for up to $400 credit. And they offer free estimates on new doors and openers. Your morning's transformed, your home renewed. Offer ends April 30th. Visit PrecisionDoorNC.com to elevate your entryway. That's PrecisionDoorNC.com.
Everyone deserves a break, but for families, finding time to connect can be tough.
Enter YMCA Campaigns, your perfect weekend retreat. Join them May 8th through 10th or September 4th through 6th for fun, fellowship, and fresh air that your whole family will love. So bring everyone. YMCA Campaigns is more than a getaway. It's a chance to grow closer, laugh louder, and breathe deeper. Explore the magic of family time at ymcanwnc.org. YMCA Campaigns, where memories are made.
Let's play ball! Ready for a home run? Wake Forest Baseball is back at the couch, and it's your chance to catch all the action live. Listen to Triad Today, The Drive, and Waking Up Proud for your chance to win tickets. Brought to you by Pancho Villa, serving delicious, authentic, fresh food in Winston-Salem and High Point. Check out the full schedule at WSJS.com. But hurry, these games are hotter than a fastball, and tickets are flying out faster than a grand slam. Wake Forest Baseball. Don't miss it.
The Daily Pulse, the sound of the Triad amplified. Your front row seat to the voices, issues, and energy driving the Triad.
Break in my waist, I don't fake with the fakes.
Back to the Daily Pulse with Stephen Back.
Ah, yes, it is the Daily Pulse, and get excited because it's tax day. The best day of the year right there. And thanks for being with us on the morning of tax day. The Daily Pulse. I'm back. Christian Snyder producing, and it's all here for you all the time if you just go to WSJS.com and stream. Forget about the radio signal. That's so old school. And just go with the website because you can take it from here to Australia and back. And wherever Diana Russini's hiding out in a cave this morning, she could also even tap in and tune in to everything that we've got going on there, including the Wings and Wins weekend ahead. With Wake Forest Baseball and East Coast Wings, step up to the plate at our website, WSJS.com. Score just like the Demon Deacons do with 2 tickets to each of their home games this weekend in baseball and a chance at a gift card to East Coast Wings and Grill. Register now at WSJS.com. Coming up, we'll share with you the news on Diana. But first, let's get everything reset this half hour.
1, 2, let's go.
Last night, we shared already with you. We'll say it again. The Hornets had Buzz City alive with an OT thriller win on a LaMelo Ball lay-in at the buzzer. Well, it took a block from Miles Bridges, I guess, as well. But they beat the Heat and advance, but they're still not in the playoffs. Record-breaking heat is here in our state. Our state seeing its first 90-degree temps of the year, with Charlotte and surrounding areas also under dry, breezy conditions. That heat is well above normal, and that leads us to our pulse pick question of the day. Since it's 90s in the forecast, you going to hold out, try to play it tough, or you flipping the AC switch on this morning? And there's also a new report calling for major updates to North Carolina's mental health system, citing gaps in care and rise in demand. At the same time, the state continues to boom, adding, listen to this number, a new resident roughly every 7 minutes spilling into North Carolina. I've tried to steer clear of this topic, and it's really because, well, a lot of different reasons. I feel like when you have 2 consenting adults, what's able to be policed by our society, it's difficult. It's convoluted. There's a lot of things here that I feel like people rush to judge, and I don't know that any of us really have all the particulars. I'll say it doesn't look good. I mean, it does not look good, and I knew at the beginning of it wouldn't. So I actually stockpiled something I'm going to share with you in just a second on this. But we're talking about Diana Russini, who's an NFL reporter and has been for quite some time. Currently, she had been working at The Athletic. Before that, she had been at ESPN, but she's been around the block a time or two, and she resigned yesterday. After photos surfaced, and if you've missed this, it would have been hard because it's advanced outside of even just sports circles. But her and Mike Vrabel, who, of course, is the head coach of the New England Patriots, showed up at a resort in Arizona. Images published by Page 6 of the New York Post. And in those images, the two of them were hugging. They were holding hands, which that sounds kind of generic. I'll go a step further to add their fingers were kind of interlocked, if you can imagine that. And they were spending time together poolside. Well, of course, Russini covers the NFL. Vrabel is a high-profile coach that she could and has done reporting on. And so at first, I guess you could just go with the mindset, well, this is normal because she's trying to meet and greet with constituents to get whatever stories and details she can on things. But the facts in the images that blew this up are a little bit deeper to that. A, like I said, fingers interlocked. B, they were alone. It was just the two of them. And they were, in swim trunks and suits like that. It's not like they were passing through a tunnel of a stadium and they were, photoed hugging. Instead, we're out at some Arizona resort that has nothing to do with a football setting even. And if you really want to find out where it begins to be of most concern, that would be that they're both married to other people. So from this, The Athletic, who Diana Russini works for, they, of course, launched an internal review and initially came out and defended Russini, said the photos lacked context, described it as a group setting. Both Russini and Coach Vrabel, they've come forward and they've said, we were there on a retreat with other people. It's just like as friends, and there's a big group. But the problem started getting deeper and deeper to where this resignation happened because no one else has stepped forward. Nobody else has come forward and said, yeah, I was there with them. There's been no other images that shows this. So there's been a big media frenzy around this story. What's really happening? I know that Diana Russini had not dropped any kind of new reports or tweets, which is a little strange considering we're coming up quick on the NFL draft. And she would obviously had been sidelined. And so in that, because of preparation like this and kind of seeing the writing on the wall before it happened, we had to take the step and help compile this.
I'm married to someone average. I don't post a lot about them. If I was married to someone beautiful, I'd overpost too.
You know who lets me know my marriage is falling apart? My mom.
No, I did things in Miami I haven't even told my husband because it's just I had that much fun. It was well, not like that, but like I knew he would judge the kind of partying I was doing. I don't know what got into me. I just remember being down there acting like it was my last day on earth. It's for 12 days. I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to eat. My family's going to hate me. My husband's going to threaten divorce. But we've signed up for this, and we're getting divorced at the end of the year. We've never been more disconnected in our lives. Our text messages look like two robots.
Love you. Any of that? Love you. Love you too.
No, not even an emoji.
And so the night before my wedding, I remember Jimmy was great. He made like a funny joke like, hey, it's night before your wedding. You sure you want to do this? And I'm thinking like, of all the people in my life that I'm going to talk to the night before my wedding, the one guy my dad wanted me to, or my mom wanted me to marry was Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'd say trouble in paradise, to say the least there. Diana Russini's reasoning of her resignation yesterday, although not admitting any wrongdoings at all, said she wanted to step down before her contract ended June 30th because of the media frenzy around it, claimed coverage was unmoored from any facts. And again, like I said, both sides there denying any wrongdoing. In much lighter news, but also equally strange, Mark Zuckerberg is at the center of technological advancement because of, I would say, the start being Facebook, but now this conglomerate called Meta. And Meta owns Facebook, Instagram, but it also has all sorts of other things. I think they have an AI system that of their own, and you can even get like Meta household products. I mean, all this different thing. I think actually my kids, I want to say, have a Meta VR set that you attach to your face and you can play games on and all this kind of stuff. Well, now they're developing an AI version of Mark Zuckerberg that employees can interact with, essentially letting staff talk to the boss anytime they want. An AI system is going to be modeled around Zuckerberg's voice, his mannerisms, and past statements and strategy. The goal is to let employees ask questions to the boss man and get responses as if they were already talking to him in reality. It starts to, I understand it a little bit when you hear these numbers. Like Meta has about 79,000 employees worldwide. Zuckerberg has been pushing his business to reduce middle management, flatten out the teams and not have all these different onion layers to it, and speed up decision making. So it's kind of an efficiency, cost-cutting measure, it looks like they're trying to do. But what do you think about this? I'll ask you, Christian, real quick. Would you feel comfortable interacting with an AI virtual type boss?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Facebook and how Meta has taken over. That's just, I'm not.
Not Facebook. I'm saying if you have a video boss that comes up to you.
Video boss kind of thing. I think that's a little weird. No, because if it's all pre-recorded information, then there's no genuine conversation that you're having.
I just think I think it's understandable from a cost-cutting, flatten out, let's get rid of onion layers type system. But that doesn't mean you got to immediately take that and jump to a robot.
Right.
What you do is you just cut some of the layers out of people and have one person try to spend more time being genuine and interacting. I've been a number before, long before my entrepreneurial endeavors that I've developed and went out, on my own. I've been a number at a business. And this to me screams a little bit of no face-to-face. You're just a thing. And it's like, I'll attribute it to when you call up customer service and you hope on the other end, please give me a real human being to help voice some concerns here and talk through this. And instead, it's like press 1 for this, press 2 for this, Q&A. I don't
Or ordering a pizza on the phone, you have to deal with an AI. And it's like, no, I don't want to talk to an AI and have them try to get my order. I want to talk to a specific person.
Well, I'll tell you what, specific people have voices. We're going to share those coming up, voices with you in things that are tuneless, we'll say, as we go to our break. A growing movement out there. Plus, we've teased this a few times. I'm dying to slam it in here. Probably not as dying as a lady a part of this story, but I'll just say a grieving woman texted a number, got a text back. We'll share that with you coming up next on the Daily Pulse.
You might be thinking, news, talk, sports? Oh no, that means endless scrolling and missing out. But when you're tuned into WSJS, you'll be thinking, wow, I'm in the loop, catching live shows, winning contests, and planning my next concert. Good radio can do that to a person.
This right here was made for me. Just stop.
At WSJS.com, listen live worldwide and discover your favorite show hosts, concert info, and local sports teams. Tune in, stay ahead.
Life can be hectic, but Northwest Ace is here to help you tackle any project with ease. From expert advice to top-notch supplies, they've got everything you need. Why run around when you can measure twice, shop once, and get it right the first time? As your friendly neighborhood hardware store, they offer instant savings for members right in the store. Visit Northwest Ace at 3450 Robin Hood Road in Winston-Salem, online at northwesthardware.com. Northwest Ace, the helpful place.
Let's play ball!
Ready for a home run? Wake Forest Baseball is back at the couch, and it's your chance to catch all the action live. Listen to Triad Today, The Drive, and Waking Up Proud for your chance to win tickets. Brought to you by Pancho Villa, serving delicious, authentic, fresh food in Winston-Salem and High Point. Check out the full schedule at WSJS.com. But hurry, these games are hotter than a fastball, and tickets are flying out faster than a grand slam. Wake Forest Baseball. Don't miss it.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State.
When your little one has a cold with a fever, try new DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever. It's the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever offers fast, effective cold and fever relief for kids ages 6 and up with a delicious grape flavor that kids love. New DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever will help them feel better fast so they can get back to the fun stuff quickly. New DayQuil Kids Cold and Cough Plus Fever. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Some things in life just don't make sense. Like why we call it a rush hour when nothing moves fast. It's just not logical. But when it comes to winning big, things should make sense. That's why there's springtime winning at WSJS.com. Imagine snagging tickets to the hottest concerts, baseball, racing, and more. It's your fresh start to bloom into big wins. So spring forward and dive into the excitement at WSJS.com, where spring brings the bling.
The Daily Pulse with Stephen Pack, the Triad's heartbeat for news, conversations, and the stories that shape your day.
It's back, and we're back on the Daily Pulse on WSJS, and you can stream us at WSJS.com. Jump in on our Pulse Pick question of the day at WSJS Radio on X, or myself. You can always touch base at Stephen Beck TO. Love to hear from you because we've had a lot of controversial things. Did Diana Russini do anything bad with the canoodling with Coach Vrabel? Have you flipped on the AC unit yet because it's going to be 90 degrees outside? Hey, are you expecting a refund on tax day? I don't know. Anything that you want to jump in on that way. My biggest controversial thing today would be to tamper down some of the celebratory expectations from last night's Charlotte Hornets win. And I know some people, even in this building, probably would take issue with that. But the reality is you did all of this last night in the Hive in Buzz City. You win a game, overtime, thriller, of course. It was great. And I'm happy to see that they're being competitive. 10 years, we've got no playoffs. But you're still not in the playoffs. And your star player, I would say, did one of the dirtiest plays you can do in college, or not college, but any basketball level. Tripping intentionally, it's a bad look. It was a little out of touch, a little, you might even say, tuneless. Well, there's a growing movement that Christian, with a voice like yours, a canary, I might say, needs to jump in and get a part of this. It's called tuneless choirs.
What are you saying, Stephen?
Singing groups. Oh, we're looking at each other face to face right now through the glass. I think I'm being rather clear here. Singing groups specifically are being designed now for people who can't sing. Do you want to give us a little tune this morning? A little something?
A little on the spot. Amazing Grace.
Oh, man. Oh, no. All right. Well, we need to keep our listeners this morning. Right? We're not trying to drive them away. All right. Here's the deal with the tuneless choirs. There's no auditions. There's no pressure to sound good. There's no expectation to try to even get better or improve. Just singing for fun. The movement was created by a lady, Nadine Cooper. I wonder if she can sing.
Probably not.
Nah, fat chance. As a kid, she was told to stop singing because she was, quote, spoiling it. It's kind of rough parenting, or whoever was telling her that as a kid. But that stuck with her for decades, she says. And as an adult, she wanted the benefits of getting together with a group and singing without, of course, any judgment. So that same time when the Charlotte Hornets made the playoffs a decade ago in 2016, Nadine was out there launching a tuneless choir. 30 plus choirs now are out there in the world we live in, and it's expanding internationally. Not using sheet music, just lyrics of whatever they want to sing in the moment, different keys, different tones, different timings. Someone, and this is very good right here. Someone said that they heard, quote, 19 harmonies with only 12 people in the choir. The only thing that I can relate here for me is occasionally, if I'm in a shower, I might break out into song.
Yeah. The acoustics are always great.
They are, yeah. Yeah, it sounds way better there. Or if like you're moving someone. I did a lot of this for my older sister when she was moving in and out of different dorms and stuff in colleges. But you know those stairwells? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get in those, baby, and belt out something. Amazing Grace, interesting choice, because that one I feel like does take a certain range of vocal talent to do. I would have went with If You're Happy and You Know It. Clap your hands or something. But Tuneless Choirs, boy, they're out there for you if you're looking. Hey, been trying to jam this in, I feel like all week, and so it's time to tell you this. There was a grieving woman who texted her late grandmother's phone number for comfort. Unexpectedly, though, ding, she hears her phone, she looks at it, she got a text back. The woman, Shantasia Stanley, 27 years old, her grandmother, Lucille, had passed away May of 2024. In April of this year, she was upset, and so she decided to send this number a text, miss you, with an emoji. She didn't expect to get any responses back, of course, because the grandmother had passed away. But the next day, ding, she gets a text back. How would you feel if that happened?
I've done it before on accident because it's like,
what do you mean you've done what before on accident?
Texting somebody that no longer has that number.
Okay. Yeah. Her grandmother's phone number had been reassigned to someone, which begs my next thought. How long does somebody have to be expired, like we're about to be here on the Daily Pulse any minute, before a phone number gets reassigned?
Very quick, I guess.
I mean, a couple years here. Well, her heart stopped when she saw the reply from, quote, grandma. It was somebody else. A young girl, actually, had texted back. They struck an accord. It was a nice little story, but it was probably a little eerie if it was in October. Hey, we're out of time. Brian Kilmeade up next. You can always stay there, though, if you just go to WSJS and WSJS.com.
Some people tune in for the latest news.